You've been told a dangerous lie your whole life, from teachers, from influencers, even from so-called dating coaches. They whisper it in classrooms, preach it on podcasts, and stamp it into your brain until you stop questioning it. The lie? Her past doesn't matter. Only care about who she is today. It sounds noble, it sounds modern, it sounds like the real man thing to say. But here's the truth no one warns you about. If you believe that lie, you're not walking into love. You're walking blindfolded into a trap. And that trap can cost you more than heartbreak. It can cost you your money, your mission, your peace of mind, even decades of your future. Because what she did before you doesn't disappear when she's with you. Her past doesn't stay in the past. Her past walks into your relationship with her. Every ex, every trauma, every choice, they don't vanish. They sit across the table from you, invisible but present. And men who ignore that truth, they pay the price. Society tells men not to judge. From classrooms to podcasts, from relationship blogs to dating coaches, they all chant the same script like it's gospel. Don't worry about her past. Focus on who she is today. But here's the reality no one dares to speak. Her past is not behind her. It's not some closed chapter collecting dust. Her past is alive. It breathes inside her mind. It pulses through her habits. It's wired into her chemistry. Every man she's been with left fingerprints. Some deep, some shallow, but all still there. Fingerprints on how she argues. Fingerprints on how she trusts. Fingerprints on how she loves or fails to love. And when you step into her life, you're not starting fresh. You're stepping into a gallery of ghosts. Ghosts of boyfriends, flings, betrayals, chaos-filled nights, and broken promises. And those fingerprints, those ghosts, decide how she treats you. Pair bonding isn't poetry. It isn't some fairy tale idea Hollywood sells you. It's biology. Cold, unforgiving biology. When a woman bonds with a man, her brain releases oxytocin, the glue hormone. It's the same chemical that bonds a mother to her newborn. It builds trust. It builds loyalty. It builds the ability to stay connected through storms. The first time, that bond fires strong. The connection feels unbreakable. But repeat the process again and again. New partners, new hookups, new heartbreaks, and the system wears down. Like any machine that's overworked, it breaks. Think of Velcro. The first stick is tight. You pull it apart, it still holds. But rip it open a dozen times, 24 times. Eventually the hooks bend, the fibers fray, and the grip fades. That's what happens to her bonding system. And the science proves it. Research shows women with multiple premarital partners face dramatically higher divorce rates than those with only one. Not because they're bad women, not because they're immoral, but because the very mechanism designed for lifelong bonding has been weakened. You can ignore it. You can pretend it's just old-fashioned thinking. But biology doesn't bend to your ideals, and the man who forgets that ends up paying the price. And it's not just hormones, it's memory. Because every man before you doesn't disappear. He lingers. Every ex becomes a ghost in the room. The one who made her laugh harder. The one who gave her chaos. The one who had more money. The one who blew her mind in bed. You think you're with her alone, but you're not. You're sitting at a table with her history. And ghosts never get tired. They don't fade. They whisper in her ear when she compares. They show up in arguments you didn't start. They haunt moments you thought were yours. And it gets darker. Trauma compounds. If she's been cheated on, every late text turns into suspicion. If she dated a narcissist, your confidence suddenly feels like control. If she chased bad boys, your stability feels boring. And if she lived for chaos, peace feels like emptiness. You inherit scars you never caused. You carry wounds you didn't create. You fight battles against shadows, and no man ever wins against shadows. Ignore this truth, and the cost is brutal. Because divorce courts don't care about your love story. They care about payouts. They care about numbers, not loyalty. Alimony, child support. Half your empire split in a single signature. Decades of building, erased in an afternoon. And the mental cost, even worse. You become her therapist, her emotional crutch, her punching bag. You spend nights trying to fix wounds you didn't cause, explaining things you didn't do, and proving yourself against ghosts you can't see. Day by day, your strength gets drained, and while you bleed for baggage that was never yours, your mission, the purpose you were born to build, is abandoned. Your empire falls, not because you weren't capable, but because you were distracted. Strong men don't collapse overnight. They get chipped away, one argument at a time, one suspicion at a time, one guilt trip at a time, until the man in the mirror barely recognizes himself. So why do men keep falling for this? Why do warriors, leaders, even billionaires lose everything at the hands of patterns they could have avoided? Because we're wired to hope. We think, I'll be the exception. She's never had a man like me. With me, she'll change. But hope doesn't rewrite biology. It doesn't erase psychology. And it doesn't undo scars carved by years of choices. And when hope fails, guilt and shame step in. Say you care about her past, you're labeled insecure. Set standards, suddenly you're controlling. Expect stability, now you're toxic. That's the trap. Guilt keeps men apologizing for noticing patterns. Shame keeps men silent while they walk into disaster. And by the time the truth finally hits, it's too late. They wake up broke, bitter, and broken, wondering how they didn't see it coming. Brother, understand this truth. Her past is not just a story she tells, it's a preview of your future. And if her history is filled with broken bonds, chaos, and scars, don't fool yourself into thinking you'll be the magical exception. You can't outlove trauma. You can't outgive chaos. You can't outhope reality, but you can choose wisely. You can protect your legacy. You can walk away before the weight of her past buries your future. Walk with purpose. Build your mission. Guard your empire. Because the man who knows his path doesn't get trapped in hers. And the strongest choice a man can make is refusing to carry a burden that was never his to bear. If this opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a brother who's walking blind, a man who needs to hear the truth before it's too late. This isn't just a channel, this is a movement. A brotherhood of men who refuse to be lied to, who refuse to be shamed, and who refuse to let someone else's past destroy their destiny. Stay strong, stay awake, and I'll see you in the next one.